Okay, so let's go into the display tab again, and we'll just uncheck the box for hide frozen objects to get our blueprints back. And we'll just grab all the pieces of the truck here, and we'll hide that. Okay, and then we'll go into the left view here, and we'll start working on this front rim. Okay, so let's zoom in on that. And this is going to be a little bit difficult for us to model here. Let's maybe start with the outside of the rim, and let's maybe do that out of a tube. So let's go back to the crate panel, and we'll just grab a tube, and we'll draw it out here in the center. Okay, so let's take that up to about there. Give it a little bit of thickness and a little bit of width. Okay, we'll just maybe go to the front view here. Let's switch this to the back view now. Okay, we'll just move this over to the right side here and try to line it up with the tire. Okay, so I'm going to move it out to about there, just so that right side is lined up with the outside of the rim. Okay, we can also get rid of these height segments, we don't really need those. We'll make it a little bit wider here. And we'll apply our blue shader. Okay, don't worry if it's lined up with the other side. We're going to have to probably make some adjustments to it later on. So we'll just start with something like this. Okay, and if you look at the blueprint here, you can see we have 7 spokes on the rim. So we're going to want to use a multiple of 7 for the sides on this tube. Okay, so I'm going to take this up to maybe 21. Okay, so we can work on maybe 3 sections at a time, and then we'll rate it around to complete the full shape. Okay, so let's maybe start with something like this. We'll do maybe 141.5 for radius 1, say 133.5 for radius 2, and the height we'll just leave at about 125 with 1 height segment, 1 cap segment, and 21 sides. Okay, so let's convert to editable poly now. Okay, we'll just add some edge loops here in the center. So let's go over to edge, we'll grab one of the center edges, do a ring and a connect, and we'll use 1 segment here. Let's just slide this towards the outside. And we'll take that pretty close to the outside, let's do about 90 or so, and okay. And we'll do another ring on the inside edges. And let's do another connect on that. And we'll just push this back a little bit more. Let's do maybe around 62, 63, something like that. Maybe even a little bit less. Maybe about 60 with 1 segment. Okay, and then we'll ring the middle edge one more time. Control click polygon this time. And we're going to want to extrude these faces up to kind of give us a little bit of a lip in there. Okay, so we'll go back to the front view here. And let's do an extrude. And we'll do it by local normal. And for the height, I'm going to take this up a little bit here. Let's maybe look at it in perspective. I'm going to take this up quite a bit because we're actually going to pull out one of the spokes from these faces on the side here. Okay, so we're going to need quite a bit of room. Let's do maybe about 16 and okay. And I think that should work for us. So let's maybe go on the outside here and we'll start giving this some detail before we do the spokes. Let's grab an outside edge here, do another ring and a connect. And we'll slide that over to the outside. Pretty close. Let's do maybe about -92 and okay. And then we'll just ring one of these small edges on top here. Control click polygon again. And we'll extrude this up. Okay, so another extrude local normal. Take that down quite a bit here. We'll just make kind of a little bit of a lip that the tire can tuck in behind. Okay, so let's do maybe about 5 and okay. And we'll just give the front a little bit more shape here. So let's grab this edge on the outside here. Okay, we'll loop that one. And we'll just see if we can kind of taper this in a bit. Let's also maybe remove this edge here on the front first. We don't really need that anymore. So let's loop that one and control backspace it out. Grab the inner one again and do another loop. And we'll go into the front view here, and I'm just going to go to scale, and we're just going to scale this up to kind of taper that front edge a bit, so it's a little bit thinner. Okay, maybe something like that, so we have a little bit of a slope on the side there. Okay, so let's move on to the left view again, and Let's go to polygon. Make sure you have ignore back facing turned off, and we're just going to grab the two sections of polys here at the top. Okay, so let's grab these ones. We'll hit Control I to invert the selection, and then we'll delete these out. Okay, we'll just work on one small piece of this at a time. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And now we need to kind of extrude these faces out and actually connect them to something in the center here. So we'll go back into the left view and we'll grab maybe a cylinder. Okay, we'll draw that out in the center again. And we'll take it up to maybe about there. Give it a little bit of thickness. And let's put our blue shader on it. Let's take off these height segments. And we'll also do 21 sides for this guy. Okay, so up that to 21. Let's give it an extra cap segment maybe. Okay, and let's do about 45 for the radius on that one. We'll do about, say, 25 for the height right now, and we can adjust that later on if we need to. And we'll just move this over into position here. So I'm just going to move this over in the front view. Okay, we'll kind of line it up here in the center, just behind where these lug nuts are. Okay, and let's convert this one to edit poly as well. We'll go into polygon and we'll grab, let's actually rotate this a little bit first before I delete those. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate this a little bit here so that this face at the top is actually flat. Okay, so just give it a little bit of a spin there until it straightens out like that. Okay, so we have these polygons here right in the center of this spoke. And now we can go into polygon. And we'll just grab the three sets of polys at the top there. Okay, so we want the top three, the back three, and the front three here. Do Control I again and delete. Okay, now we'll attempt to extrude some faces out of this piece and actually connect it to this lower part. Okay, so let's get out of polygon here, go back up and select the original piece. And we'll go back into polygon and grab these two front polys here. Okay, we're going to need to be able to support this shape when we pull this out. So what I'm going to do here is actually inset these polygons. And we'll do that maybe, let's do maybe about 1.5. And okay. And we'll just go into the left view here. And we're going to hit extrude. And we're going to extrude it out just a little bit. Okay, we'll just do about 5 and okay. And I'm going to delete these polygons now. Okay, so we have it extruded out like this. And we'll go into border and we'll grab the border there around that open hole. And we're just going to shift drag this kind of out and down, and it's going to take a little bit to clean it up, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so let's just hold down shift, pull it out again on the X. Okay, I'm just going to kind of angle this down a little bit, give it a little bit of a spin here. Let's extrude it again. Give it a little bit more of a spin. And we'll extrude it down. Straighten that out as well. And don't worry if the shape isn't even, we'll fix that manually in a minute. Okay, one more time. Shift drag it right down to the bottom there. Okay, now we need to make some adjustments. Okay, so this is pretty much what we have. Okay. Yeah, let's go in here and start kind of adjusting the shape here. You can see it's obviously way too wide at the bottom compared to this top piece. Okay, we also have these back verts here kind of dipped in, which is giving us a bit of a curve there. So let's maybe adjust those first. I'm just going to grab these ones here, push them slightly to the back. So we have the back almost flat here. And we'll just work our way around kind of moving these down manually. Okay, and we'll grab these two and just kind of straighten it out. And for these ones here, let's maybe just adjust the curve here a little bit. I'm actually going to grab this one, let's move that back up a little bit more. Okay, we'll move these guys out. Okay, I'm just going to kind of taper this going up into the inside there. So I'm going to leave this a little bit farther out than we did below. Bring this guy here down a bit. Okay, I'm just going to see where this vert is. Okay, we don't want to move this because that will affect the shape of the actual cylinder. Okay, so we're going to leave these ones kind of in the position they are. We'll just kind of even the curve out here going down. Okay, it doesn't matter too much. This isn't going to be really a noticeable part, so don't worry about getting it perfect. Okay, I think we'll start with something like that. Let's go back into the left view here. And we also need to taper this in. You can see how small that is in the background there. So we're going to do that by selecting these edges. Let's just start maybe with this one here. I'm going to do a loop on that edge. Go back into the left view. We'll turn on our see-through here. I'm just going to use scale on the X to kind of taper this in. Okay, it's going to take quite a bit of adjusting, so I'm going to bring that in a little bit. I'm not going to go in quite as far as what we have in the blueprints. Maybe something like that. All right, we'll grab the next loop down and do a loop on that edge. Back into the left view. And we'll just taper this in a little bit more, so just scale it on the X. Okay, bring it in like that. Grab the next edge down, loop that. Scale it in. Okay, and finally for the bottom here, we'll just grab the verts. So let's grab all the bottom verts, and we'll just taper that in a bit as well. Okay, now give us a little bit of a shape on there. Okay, we also need to line it up with the polygons here on this lower piece. So to do that, let's actually move some of the stuff back a little bit. All right, so I'm going to grab these verts here around where that spoke connects. We'll grab all the verts on the spoke as well. We'll leave these ones on the front of the rim deselected, and we'll just push this back a bit. Okay, until we kind of center it with that lower cylinder. Okay, like that. Which will give us a place where we can actually attach that together. Okay, I also don't want to have a total curve here on the front, so we're going to need to kind of adjust that as well. We'll do that the same way. Let's grab these verts here, and we'll just push those out a bit towards the front. Something like that. And we'll do the same thing with these ones, just grab these and push them out. Okay, and don't move these verts here as well because that'll affect the shape of the cylinder. Okay, so let's go down here. We'll get a vertex. Select that bottom cylinder. Let's go to polygon, and we'll grab the 3 top polygons, and we'll do the same thing here. We're going to do an inset on these. We'll take it up a little bit more than that. Let's do maybe about 2 for starters, and okay. And let's maybe adjust the width here as well. I'm going to grab these 2 left verts here, as well as the 2 right ones. Okay, we'll put on our edge constraint up here, and we'll just scale this a little bit in on the y-axis here. Okay, so it's a little bit skinnier in the middle. Okay, just like that. And we're going to need to adjust the bottom of the spoke here a little bit more. Okay, so let's go back out of vertex here, grab the spoke again, and we'll reselect its bottom verts. Okay, and actually before we do that, let's maybe grab this edge here as well as the back one. Okay, we need to obviously have a point where we can weld these to these segments down below. Okay, so I'm going to select an edge there, and we'll do a chamfer on this. Okay, and let's take this up until it pretty much matches up with those 2 edge loops. Okay, just like that, about 6.5 or so should be good. Okay, and let's get out of edge there. And rather than scaling the sides, and let's just grab this, go back to polygon, and those 3 polys should still be selected on the top, so we'll delete those out now. Okay, and back in the front view, or the back view, sorry. Just going to readjust this a little bit more. So let's go back to vertex. Let's grab these verts here, and move them in a bit. Let's turn off our edge constraint first. Okay, we'll just move those over, grab the front ones here and move them back. Okay, so it kind of fits the size that we need. Okay, and let's get our vertex there. And we'll see if we can attach this together now. So let's grab the spoke, go over to attach it to the lower cylinder, and back to vertex, and we'll just weld this together now. Okay, so let's go over to target weld, grab one of the corners here and weld it. We'll just work all the way around this, welding all the verts. Okay, so weld these to these ones, around the back and around the front. Okay, and one more here and here. Okay, then I'll continue those down onto the lower cylinder. Okay. And let's also go up here and let's grab maybe this vert here and this one. Okay, I'm just going to go open up the weld box here and we'll just take this up until these two verts snap together. Okay, so looks like about 15 or so. Hit OK to that. Same thing on the back. Grab those two. Hit weld. And we'll still have an extra vert there up where the top of that triangle was. Okay, so we'll go to target weld and we'll just weld that one. It's a little hard to see here. It's right in the center. This one here, down to that vert there. Okay, same thing on the front. This vert here, down to this one. Okay, so now we need to add some support edges before we can start copying this around. Okay, we can actually get rid of these blueprints again for now, just so it doesn't slow down the capture. I'm just going to check that back on, and we'll just continue to work on this. Okay, so I think that's basically the shape we're looking for here. Let's start adding some support edges. So let's go up into the top here. Okay, and it's going to be a little bit hard to see, but we'll just go into edge and grab one of these corner edges here around the inset that we did. Let's do a ring on that, and we'll do a connect. And we'll just do one segment here, and we'll just slide that towards the spoke. Okay, I want this one to be pretty tight, so let's take it up to maybe about 65 or 70, and okay. And we also need to add one around it this way, so let's grab that corner edge there, another ring, and connect it up, and we'll just slide that back. Okay, and we'll do it about the same distance, around negative 85 or so. Okay. And let's maybe support the actual spoke here. So let's grab one of these side edges, do a ring on it. Okay, we'll connect that up. This time we'll use two segments. And we'll just pinch those out a bit. Okay, I'm going to leave it a little bit farther back so it's a little bit softer on the corners. Let's do maybe about 75. Same thing on the other side here. Ring one of these edges and connect. And we'll do the same thing on the front. Okay, so let's maybe grab these two edges here, we'll ring them. Okay, and we don't want to continue these up and over the top of the rim, else it's going to give us a hard spot right here on each side when we later on array this around. Okay, so we want to end these edge loops off somewhere underneath here. Alright, so let's go into the back view again. I'm going to deselect these back edges by holding down Alt. We'll also deselect these ones here at the top, and maybe this one here. Okay. Okay, and same thing on the inside here. We don't want these to go all the way to the back, so I'm just going to deselect these two back ones. And let's maybe just leave it selected up to this point for now. We can clean it up a little bit later on. Okay, and in on this part here, let's maybe just leave it selected up to that inner edge there, and we'll clean it up a little bit more later on if it gives us a problem. Okay, so with those edges selected, let's maybe deselect this front bottom one on each side as well as this one. Okay, same thing on the back here. Get rid of this edge, this one, and this one, so they end off right here on each side, as well as the front on each side. Okay, and for this one we'll do another connect, and we're going to use two segments here. And we'll do that about the same, about 75, and hit OK. Okay, we don't need to have these center edges, so let's click one there, control click the one next to it, do a loop on that, and we'll just control backspace those out. Okay, down at the bottom here, we're going to need to clean this up a little bit right here. Let's maybe do a ring on this edge first. Okay, and that won't go all the way around because this is an end gone here. Alright, so we're just going to have to manually select these edges. Okay, all the way around the back. And we'll do a connect on that. Okay, and we'll just use one segment, no pinch, just slide that in towards the base. And we'll do maybe about 65 or 70 on that one. Okay. And same thing on the back here, we don't actually need to have these extra loops. Okay, so I'm going to grab this one and loop them. Okay, that should go right up to that point there, and we'll just control backspace those out. Okay, so we're going to need to kind of terminate some edges here. Let's maybe do that right now. So I'm just going to go over, get out of the edge here. We'll go to cut, and we'll cut from the bottom of this edge here where this vert is over to this edge. Okay, and just try to get that kind of straight there, and then right click to end it. So it comes straight across. We'll do the same thing over on this side. Cut that right over, and the same thing on the front. Okay, just cut that across, right click to end it, and same thing over on this side. And now we'll just go over and turn off cut here, and I'm just going to go back to vertex. I'm going to grab the vert right there, as well as this one here. Okay, and we're going to actually connect this up. Do the same thing over on this side, grab that one, and do a connect. And the exact same thing on the back. Connect that one up to this one, and this one up to this one. Okay, that's going to give us a triangle right here, but I don't really think that'll give us any problems in this particular situation. Okay, so we'll leave it like that just to end those loops off. For the side ones here, we need to actually kind of straighten these out. This might give us a bit of a problem later on, so let's grab this vert here, and let's grab all four of these for a second. Okay, we'll see if we can see this in the top view. Okay, so there they are there. We're just going to use scale on the x-axis to kind of straighten these out. Alright, so I'm going to take that over just a little bit here. Alright, that's going to be a little hard to adjust, so let's just do it by hand here. Okay, I'm going to go in there and just grab this one vert, straighten that out. Okay, we'll follow that edge down and grab this one, which is the one on the outside, and we'll just pull that over until the edge goes straight. Okay, we'll do the exact same thing over on this side. Let's just grab this guy, straighten him out. This one here, straighten him out. Okay, same thing over on the other side. Just spin around here and see which verts they are, so we'll grab one there. And we'll just pull that over until it straightens out. And we'll grab that end guy and just do the exact same thing. Okay, same thing over on this side. Okay, just like that, so these will be able to be welded up to the next piece that'll be in here once we copy it. Okay, so let's go back up to the top here. We still need to add some more edges up here. Okay, let's maybe do a ring on this edge here. Okay, now it won't ring actually because we still have that vert ending off at the back there. So we'll just manually select these three edges here. Okay, another connect. Use two segments again, no slide, and we'll just pinch those out to support these outer edges. Alright, let's do maybe about 90 or so on that one. And okay, and we'll do the same thing on the front here. Ring those and connect them up. And we'll do this one a little bit sharper. Let's do maybe about 80 and okay. Same thing on the front. Let's take this one down a little bit. Let's actually just do one segment here for now. I'm going to slide it down to the bottom so we can kind of sharpen this bottom edge a little bit more than the top one. Okay, so leave it about there. Then we'll ring the edge again and connect it. And this one I'll slide down a little bit more so it's a little softer at the top. Let's do about 50 or so. Okay, and we'll grab the top edge there, do another ring and another connect. We'll use 2 segments on this one, no slide. And we'll just pinch those out slightly. Now we'll use about 50 again. And the exact same thing on the back. Ring that back edge and connect it. And we'll do that about 50 as well. Okay, and let's grab this one here. Ring and connect. And let's use 1 segment on this one and slide it towards the back there. Okay, I want this one to be quite tight, so let's maybe do about 99 on the slide with 1 pin or 1 segment. Okay, and now for these edges we need to terminate here. I'm going to do this a similar way. We'll just grab this edge and the back one there. Okay, this is going to be a little bit hard to see here, so I'm going to try to get a decent angle on it. And we'll do a connect here with 1 segment. Okay, I'm going to slide that down towards the other end until the end there kind of lines up over where that vert is. Okay, so it looks like around negative 82 should be good. And okay. We'll do the exact same thing over here, grab this edge underneath, as well as the back one. That back support edge there, connect it up. And for this one, we'll do positive 82. Okay, so we have it in the same position. All right, I'm gonna try to zoom in on this. So let's grab maybe the vert there at the end, and we'll hit Z to zoom on it. Okay, and we'll just do a connect on these 2 verts here to cut that edge across. All right, then we'll come up to the front, go to target weld, and we'll weld this vert here to this one on the outside here, which will also give us a triangle, but I don't think it will really cause any problems. Okay, and then I'll terminate that edge loop here. So we'll do the exact same thing over on this side. Let's grab a vert down here. Okay, we'll hit Z. Select that back one as well. Okay, those 2, connect it up, and then target weld that front vert over to the side. Okay, so this one over to here. Okay, and let's see. We still need to do something with the back here, but I think we'll worry about extruding out the lip once we have the full cylinder complete. It'll be a little bit easier for us to work with. Okay, so let's maybe test smooth this. I'm just going to throw a turbo smooth on top. 2 iterations in ice line, and we'll see if they're everything's smoothing okay here. Okay, we still need to add some support edges down there, obviously, as well as to the back, but the spoke seems to be holding up pretty well. Everything seems to be smoothing correctly here. Alright, so let's delete the turbo smooth. Okay, and I'm just trying to think if we missed anything. Okay, I think we're okay. So let's maybe do a test on it, see if we can array it around. Okay, so pivot point should still be in the center of where that cylinder was originally, which is where we need it to be. Okay, so we're going to go up to Tools, down to Array in the left view here, and we'll click on Rotate, set it to 360 degrees, choose Copy, and we're going to take the countdown to 7. Okay, and this will be the right amount of spokes, but we're going to have a gap between each set of them. If we hit Preview, you can see what I mean by that. Okay, and you can see that the lower cylinder there is filled in completely the way we want. Okay, so now that looks okay, we'll just hit OK to that. Get our copies. Okay. So let's reselect our center spoke there, the original one. And we'll go over to Attach, open up the Attach box, select all the tubes, and hit Attach to make it one object. Okay, then we'll go to Vertex here, and we'll hit Control A on the keyboard to select all the verts, and we need to complete a weld between each of these pieces here. Okay, so we'll open up the weld box with all the verts selected. We'll take this way down. Okay, we're just going to go up on this slightly until we see those snap together. Okay, and it looks like about 0.14 or so should be right. Okay, so we'll hit OK to that. And now we'll go over to Border, And we'll grab the borders up here at the top, okay, one on each side, and hit bridge. Okay, and that'll fill in the extra section that we need of the cylinder. Okay, let's check that out in the front view here. All right, you can see that looks about even with all the other sections that we have, which will make it a perfect circle once we have it filled in. Okay, so I'm going to grab all the borders here between each of these spokes. Okay, just do that holding control and hit bridge. Okay, now it'll give us the completed rim. All right, so we still need to do some work on it, obviously. Let's maybe go up on top here, and we'll try to figure out something we can do with the outside. Let's go back to edge. Let's grab the top edge again, do another ring and another connect. And we'll slide that back towards the back. And we'll kind of repeat the process that we did on the front to kind of get this lip coming out. So let's just look in the top view and see how even that is. Let's do about negative 91 on the side of one segment. Another ring, and control click polygon. And we'll just look at this maybe in the back view here. Let's extrude that up, local normal again. And it looks like about 5 is what we did originally. Okay, so the top looks even there, so we'll say okay to that. And we'll go on to the back side here. I'm going to grab these two loops here, and we'll just control backspace those out. We don't really need those in there. Let's also maybe see if we can do something here. Let's maybe kind of add another edge, kind of indent here like we have where it goes in and comes up. We'll kind of mirror that detail on the back here. And the easiest way for us to probably do that would maybe be just to add another loop in the center here. Let's maybe add one on the outside, it might be faster. Okay, so I'm going to bring that edge there, do a connect. Okay, and let's maybe do something like that. We'll just take it down maybe a little bit towards the outside. Don't want it to be too thick. Let's do about negative 20. And okay. And we'll just bring this edge here. Control click polygon again. And we'll extrude this out a little bit. Okay, so we'll bring that out, maybe something like that. Let's do about 14 or so, and okay. That'll give us that little step detail we need in the back there. We do need to adjust the top now. So let's grab this loop, those 3 edges there, we'll loop them, and we'll just push these towards the back to thin that out again. Okay, we can actually get rid of this one here. I'm just going to loop that edge and control backspace it. And we'll just move this in, these 2 edges in, so it's a little bit thinner here. Okay, so loop those again and slightly pull them back on the X. And we'll grab the 2 inner loops here. And we'll push that a little bit more in towards the tire. Okay, just like that. And let's maybe grab this loop. We'll do a slight scale on this again to kind of get that taper that we had in the front. Okay, so we'll go back into the left view. Let's change this maybe to the right view. Turn our shading on here so we can see it. And let's reselect that edge. And we'll slightly scale this out the same way as we did at the front. Okay, so I'm going to scale it up a little bit, just so we have a slight taper on those faces.